Good day everyone out there and welcome to the Language Clinic. In today's class, we'll be examining the use of the anomalous verbs, or what we call the verb have. We have has, H-A-S, which is the singular present form that is expected to be used with he, she, it, or a singular noun as subject. Meaning, anytime we want to use the verb as, we use it with what now? With singular subjects, either he, she, or it, or a singular noun. A good example, he has done their assignments. It has been raining since morning. Boluke has been here several times. So Boluke has a new friend. Then all this, we can use it that particular way. Then we have the have. The have is used also as present tense with plural subjects. A good example, so have we go with subjects such as they, we, I, and you. Then any plural subject or any plural nouns, we go with have. So we can have something like now. We have done our assignments. We have a new class teacher. The children have a new house for themselves. We can also have, I have to be there. We can also have something like, you have to listen to instructions, or you have to listen and adhere to instructions. So that's the use of have. Why we have HAD, which is had. Had is the past tense of both has and have. So meaning that instead of being selective, saying we can use he, she, it, and a singular subject with as and plural subjects with what now? With have. In this case, you can use any with what now? With had. Either singular or plural can be used as subject with had, for as long as it is expressing a past action. So that is where we use it now. So we now know we can have something like this now. He had a house last year. It simply means that the person we are talking about no longer have a house, because we said he had a house last year. So we can also say something like they had been here before we came. One good thing about the use of had is that anytime you use had, it is expected that you must have two sides of the sentence, meaning that you must have a particular clause that contains the had used, then there must be another clause which is also expected to be in the past tense. So that is why I have they had done the assignment before their mother came. So you can see now, because I'm having two clauses here. They had done their assignments. Then the second clause is what now? Before their mother came in. Simply tells us that what? I can't see they had done their assignment. It is wrong. The moment you say they had done their assignment, it is expected that another clause must follow it to tell us that they had done their assignment before another thing happened. So we can't just say they had done their assignment and we leave it like that. Grammatically, it is incorrect. So each time we use had, we must use it in a sentence whereby we have two sides of the sentence, meaning one clause must have the had, then the other clause must also show a past tense, either past continuous or past tense or past tense. So it must be used like that. Now we've looked at as, have, and had, how they are used now. Now let me quickly elaborate on this now. As, the way it is used, we can use as, HAS, to show ownership. So anytime we use as to show, we can use as to show ownership, have to show ownership, then had to also show ownership. So a good example is what now? He has a new car. It means presently that person owns a new car. We can also have what now? They have a new house. It simply means they own a new house. Then we can simply say what now? They had a teacher from England last year. Simply means what now? We are talking about what they own. It simply means they no longer have a teacher from England any longer. So somebody can say what now? My friend had a car last year. It simply means this year he does not have a car. So we can use has, have, and had to show ownership, to own something. So they are used as a single verb on their own. Whenever we use them to show ownership like that, to own something or something that one owns. So we use them that way. Then at the same time, we can also use as, have, and had to express perfective aspect, perfective aspect when it comes to tenses and aspects. A good example, I want to use the verb go, and I want to use it in its what now? Perfective form. You know, we have progressive forms, then we have what now? Perfective forms. The progressive forms of verb are the aspects. We have tenses and we have aspects. That's a topic for another day. So the progressive has to do with those verbs that ends with ing. So that is the progressive aspect or forms. Then we also have perfective are the ones that are accompanied by as, have, and had. We refer to them as what now? As perfective. So we can use them to express a perfective tense. A good example, we have something like he has done the assignment. Has done is the verb there. Then that simply shows what now? Present perfect tense. We use as because it is singular. Singular, present, perfect tense. That is perfective case or perfective tense. So I can also have something like now, it has rained for hours. I'm having what now? Present perfect tense. So, and at the same time, I can also use it like this now. It has been raining since daybreak. It has been raining since daybreak. What I'm having is what now? I'm having what? Perfect progressive tense. So I can use it that way. What makes it perfect is has. What makes it progressive is been raining. So I can have it has been raining since daybreak. That is what? Present perfect progressive tense. So I can also have something like now. They have arrived. They have arrived. So have arrived here is perfect present tense. Perfect present tense is what I've just used there. They have arrived. Perfect present tense, and I'm using plural here. That's plural perfect present tense. So, or we say what now? A plural present perfect tense. So that is what I'm using there. Then I can also have what now? We have done the assignment. We have done the assignment. The children have written their names. So I've written and I've done. They both express present perfect tense using plural. Then we can also have past tense. I explained this earlier that anytime we want to use had, we must use it whereby we have two different clauses. So each time we want to use it, we can use it something like this. We can simply say, I had written to him before he came to Lagos. We have two things here now. I had written. Had written is the past perfect tense. Because I used I had written. So the second part of the sentence, which is the second clause, must also be in the past form. So I had written to him before he came. That is why I use came in the other clause. I can have something like this now. I had spoken to him on phone. I had spoken to him on phone before he started doing that thing. Meaning I have something here that had spoken, came, then after that started follows. They had arrived before it got dark. They had arrived before it got dark. Which simply means had arrived is there and we have what now? Got. So I can also use, I want to repeat some things. So I'm using that as past perfect tense, had. Now we should know that each time we use had as past perfect tense, you don't just stop at had. There must be at least two clauses there. We get that now. So in a continuous form too, then we can have a, they had been living in Oshodi for 5 years before we joined. They had been living in Oshodi for 5 years before we packed in. There are two things here now. We have they had been. This simply means what now? A past perfect continuous. Past had been living simply tells us what now? Past perfect continuous. Meaning that what now? Before we actually packed in, which is the past tense now, they've been living there. Now that we pack in, they've not moved out of the house. So they had been living there or before we packed in. Before we packed in. So we must take note of that. My father had been working in that company before I was born. There are two things there. We have was born is past tense. Was is past tense. Then I have the other one now. Had been working. That is what past perfect continuous. We have been chatting for some days now. So that is present perfect continuous. At any time we want to use the verb have and had, these are the things that we must actually what now? Look out for. So we say we can use as what? Present tense to show ownership, then as tense to show present perfect tense or present perfect continuous tense. We can use have as present tense plural to show ownership and also to show present perfect continuous tense. Then we can use had as past tense of both that we mentioned. Then we can also use it to show ownership. Then each time we use had to show ownership, it simply means what we refer to is no longer owned by the person. So I had a car last year simply means I do not have a car anymore. Please, let's take note of these errors and try to improve on our spoken English. So I see you in the next class. Thank you for being there.